Hey everyone, welcome to the 2024 edition of the Namba Takoyaki Party Golden Takoyaki Awards. So it's our annual award show where we talk about everything that's good, bad, and ugly about Namba in the year of our Lord 2024. I'm Matt. I'm joined by Arida.
Hey, Happy New Year.
Yeah, I guess technically we are technically recording this in the new year, but yeah, we'll pretend any news that happened in the new year so far when we're recording this did not happen. and then we're also joined by RKSS.
I got out of bed this time.
As you always do.
Yes.
At least this time I'm not in America this time, so I don't know your pain. And then also joined by Geoff.
So I went to Osaka today for the first time in a long time not going to a theater show to see the Ebisu Festival thing.
Being normie.
Yes.
You still went to the theater, like
I stood in front of the theater, yes.
And looked at Yuipon. Sell craft sake. It was funny. But anyway, yeah. So yeah, it's our Takoyaki award show. So yeah, we're just gonna be doing awards today, and then we're gonna do a normal episode after this, so whenever it goes up, probably in a couple weeks from now. But yeah, we're just gonna go over a bunch of categories we talked about in the last episode, and we added some since then. We also asked the community in Discord to give their ideas or nominations for all these different award categories. So yeah, we're gonna each just go around, say our winners. If we have a common winner, we'll stop and discuss about it, but then also just take turns. So, our first category is the Lifetime Ban from Tokyo Girls Collection Award, which is for worst member's birthday t-shirt. And so we'll start off with Geoff, who is your winner or loser, I guess.
I picked Hagare. It's like this stick drawing of her going up the stairs with really deformed legs, and then she used Comic Sans to write "I am Cinderella," which I don't understand how it is relevant to this drawing.
Or isn't it "I'm still Cinderella"? Is right way?
Yeah,
which even makes any less sense.
Yeah, I don't know.
Doesn't really make much of a lot.
No one has really compared her to Cinderella.
Yeah, it's not like she has a Cinderella story because she started off with the push. Yeah, it's really random. Yeah, so actually I mentioned that in my possible nominations. Yeah, just because it's a really bad MS.8 paint point drawing. Okay, next up, let's go with Arida.
Yeah, for this category I picked Manabe Anju. Once again, Anju used her photos as a t-shirt model, and this time she also used filter and then blew the angel, which I don't really like it.
And normally I would have picked that too, but I thought it had the nice pop art comic font the POW. And
yeah,
wow,
I think that actually fits with the filters she used, kind of posterized.
Yeah, so
it looks okay,
but it's still bad because it's a picture of her. And the weird her bleached hair in one of them, but yeah. And the random angel wearing sunglasses. I guess her again because she's supposed to be an angel, but it's the weird Leonardo da Vinci style painting you see of an angel, the pictures you see at Caesarea.
Yeah. Yes, Caesarea.
That's a deep cut.
The representation of Italian culture
in Japan. I'll just jump in ahead and say my pick, which was Sumino Wakana, which is also a face pick, and that is I think hers is worse because it's pictures of her and also it's a big ugly blocky rectangle. So it's two bads.
Yeah, and
two wrongs make an even bigger wrong.
Yeah, and in case of Wakanya, it's just her offshot from her photo book this year.
Yeah. It's Mobile content. It's just monetizing.
She couldn't have even done a bikini offshot.
Nope.
When I see people wear this, I think it's okay from afar because I like the color scheme. It's kind of rainbow.
Yeah, this is very colorful. Yeah. But then you get closer, it's oh wait, this is terrible. Don't look directly at the Wakana. All right. And then Arcassus, you got yours.
Yeah, so I had Yamamoto Mikana.
Also-
it's a face pick, and it's, for her, not even a particularly good face pick.
We're just saying a lot for Mikana, the faces, the most natural, the country's most talented face.
Ryan's not here. You don't need to lie anymore.
Yep. Neither his sleeves.
Rest in peace.
Also, the weird heart, but it's like two twos.
She's 22.
It's like a 2 and then a 2. Yeah, but it's like.
Yeah, that's actually kind of okay. But the rest of it sucks.
Yeah. Not sure if it's like an improvement from last year. Or wasn't last year just like Mikana Oshi and it was like in the generic template font of text?
It's like that one is kind of an homage to old idol shirts, I think. Like Michishige Sayumi. I think she had one.
Did someone else have it this year? Like that style one. It was like. Yeah. Yeah, so those are the worst picks, and then also from the community, we had Kawakami Chihiro as one of the choices, which I think might have just been me trying to troll. That's like the one that was that's last year's, which was like the homage to the Hanshin Tigers winning.
Yeah.
Well, last year it was a little bit understandable, but this year I think it's worse than last year.
I like. I like her design, but I wish she didn't design it in Instagram stories because it's like using the iPhone emojis and text.
Chihi should learn to draw.
And then we also had Sakamoto Risa as one of the mint green, light green, and then the blue. As Dean's comment says, it gives me eye cancer, which is actually it's really hard to read. Like the readability is really hard on it. The light blue and light green next to it.
I think all her shirts have been this ugly color combination.
Those are her pen light colors.
Yeah,
her pen light colors were a mistake.
All right. Also, that one dude, he dyes his hair those colors. I haven't seen him for a long time. I wonder if he stopped coming. But she always does the anime drawing. At least she draws that. Presumably,
yeah.
So at least that's a nice drawing. But yeah. So yeah, those are the worst T-shirts of 2024. But we'll also include Chihi's, which normally we don't include, but we can include it there. All right. Next up, we got the 3-month probation award from Tokyo Girls Collection. That's for best T-shirt. All right. So we'll start off with Arcas as who's your pick.
Okay. At great haste and at the last minute, I picked Kuroshima Sakura. Which is, just a picture of, I guess that's a penguin, but maybe it's a girl in the shape of a penguin. I don't know, anyway. And it says, "Thank you for being alive." So, thank you, Sakura, for being alive.
It's like some weird, existential...
somewhat concerning
one. Yeah.
Yeah, that too. Besides, if you wear this out in public, nobody will ever know you're an idol. An idol Oshi.
Yeah. They might still be concerned about you, though.
Well, the good news is, if you're wearing this out, you're in Japan. And, who knows if the person reading your shirt actually knows English.
So yeah, I think the penguin is I think some Sakura-chan lore, she calls her different teachers at school animal sensei or something. So I think one of her teachers, her homeroom teacher, is a penguin sensei is what she calls it. But I'm not sure what subject that is. But so I don't know, maybe she likes her penguin sensei, penguin teacher. All right. Next up, I'll go next, and my pick is Nishiyuma's, which is the gray shirt, and it says Nishi K, so it's Nishi and then the family kanji EA or K, which is the name of her fandom is the Nishi family, and also it has the style of a ramen shop, and it's the whole gimmick is she's willing to eat ramen. But I think it's pretty cool, pretty normal because it's one of those typical kanji shirts that's not cringe, and you can wear it out in public. So Arda, he also picked that, right?
Yeah, I also picked for a similar reason because it's a kanji t-shirt that even if non-Japanese people saw it, it kind of look not idol t-shirt, but yeah, it kind of cool seeing kanji on the t-shirt for foreigners. So you can wear it anywhere outside Japan without people knowing that it is actually an idol t-shirt.
So for the little stamp,
Yeah.
the little red stamp says NB48, or says a QQ say, yeah.
Well, you wear a coat.
Or a piece of tape over that part.
Actually, Yayoi says she wears other members' seitan shirts, like going home from practice, and then one time she actually taped over. It was Sakatan's, and she's taped over the logo.
The logo, the
like,
years old one, or the
I think the front part. Yeah.
Oh, I was just looking there. I was like, "Oh, where's Sakatan's shirt?" Oh yeah, she didn't have one. Cause
Yeah,
she
do we-
didn't
yeah,
have it.
they said answer.
Yeah, so
Oh,
her
right.
and
Good
Yukino.
point.
Yeah, her and Yukino have none. Yeah, because they're in November is when their birthdays are, so that's why it would normally have been in here, but they probably suck anyway. Yeah, go ahead, Jeff.
I picked Hirama Mai. Actually, I looked through all of them, and none of them really stood out this year. So Mighty
They're all
is
bad,
like
as
the
usually
most
is the case.
normal-ish looking. And out of the like multiple end members who did the ship theme, this is the best one in my opinion.
Well, I mean, it's kind of weird that almost not all Team N do the ship thing.
Well, of course not, because it's stupid.
Yeah, but I mean, it's not a one unity then for Team N. I thought all Team N gonna have ship on
No.
design.
one all or none. Yeah, and this one's simple and it's like combines like that makes the text into a picture. Actually, if you notice, the waves on the bottom are like tildes.
So it's like ASCII art.
Yeah.
So, is there any special meaning? The 6 wave? No.
6 more years of Mighty,
Good God.
Actually,
or she's leaving on her 6th year, which will be like next year. So
Actually, I looked through them a little bit more closely, and actually, Ayami's is pretty good too. Oh, and somebody nominated Ayami.
yeah. Let's talk about
From
that.
Discord.
Ayami
It's like the classical
is
Japanese
a
painting thing.
yeah, like the ukiyo-e or whatever, like the
Mhm.
woodblock paintings. But it's like a bunch of cats and rabbits fighting each other. And it says, what is it, something?
14.
14. Oh, all right. Oh, it's the old kanji for 10.
Yeah.
It's very interesting, but like I'm confused. Like I can't tell if those are cats or rabbits, or it's both, or they're like pigs maybe. And then yeah, we got Koyori's, which is her 2 cats, but they're wearing bikinis. It's kind of funny looking. I think because hers last year was like a similar one, but it was like they're dressed up as the thunder and lightning gods.
Yeah, so it's kind of cool if she keeps up this theme with her cats.
And then also this this commemorate her Gravier debut too, I guess.
So this is the only Gravier off-shot t-shirt.
Yeah.
Rip Wakanyan. Yes, I have seen a grown man wear the Koyorin's t-shirt, and it is quite funny.
Yeah, it's a pretty good one. All right. So yeah, those were the t-shirt categories. So those are done. All right. So those a couple fun ones. Like we're real mean to them, but it's all in good fun. So yeah. All right. Next up, we'll get into the concert category. So which is was this the Sayaka Sonic Memorial Award? So best concert of 2024. So start off with Arda.
Yeah, so for this one, I picked Next Generation 8-9 Gen Live. Mostly because from the perspective of people who watch only streaming this year, this one is the one that most bearable in terms of camera work and member distribution compared to others live and concert of NNB this year. Because other concert, they mostly focus on senbatsu or only focus on high spotlighting certain members and not distributing camera equally. Yeah, so I picked this one instead of others concert.
Also, I think the other concert you're talking about was the other summer one where it was like this Sakatan cam for half of it. Even when it had the picture of like Yumi, it still had focus on Sakatan for the other part of the camera. All right, yeah, and Geoff, you had it too.
Yeah, so even as someone who went to these, so this was I also picked Next Generation, and remember it was part of the like summer concerts where they did the same concert twice. So that was super disappointing.
Quite literally.
And then Kohaku was okay, but it felt like a little short or half-assed at times. But Next Generation was, produced by Yumin, so it strayed away from the typical concert formula, and was like the most exciting to watch. Like anticipating what the next song is or which members are in them. And then like using rare, like more uncommon songs. That's always a nice surprise.
Well, also too many AKB songs. Alright, and next we'll go for Arc Hazard.
Okay. I said 14th anniversary day too. It had the sort of cute
Unite.
Unite. Whatever. It had the cute grad corner thing, which was, nice. I might have said 14th anniversary day 1, but that is actually the worst concert in the history of Andi.
The concert itself was good, in my opinion.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Because that one was, they did all Tenshi Utopia songs, plus old, Coco 10 songs.
Which one? Day 1
back
or day
and forth
2?
Of the old and new. Day 1.
Day 1, yeah.
Well,
it was just interesting.
I didn't pick day 1 because they didn't show the message on the YouTube. The fan message, they hide it.
Yeah, right.
That's not there. That doesn't mean their concert is bad. We saw it. And we confirmed we were there.
Yeah.
And Matt and I were there on the same page.
Yeah.
But in the theater lobby right now, they show the performance of Tsunagi Uta from the concert, and then they show the member messages, but they don't show the fan messages.
Well, that's the one that they uploaded on YouTube.
Yeah, it's the same one on YouTube. As you said about the grad concert, grad corner, technically that would have been my pick too, just because, it was a nice little send-off for all these members that announced grad, and didn't quite get, their, final hurrah with some of them. And especially all the songs, were, relevant to them. So, for 9th Gen, they did, one. Oh, no, it was, Tampopo. Oh, no, that was with everyone, but, that's all called it. Tampo. Karen's, they did, Koinaka no Thank You? No, that was IP's.
No, that was IP.
Bokudate Nai Chaoyo,
Yeah.
Yeah, so IP's was, Koinaka no Thank You. Because that was from, the 7th Gen stage. And I guess Bokudate, because that was, the first single that Karen was in. Also, technically, she was in the music video. Because everyone was in that one.
Good times.
Yeah.
Yeah, 9th Gen, they did Inochi no Heso with Yumin.
Okay, yeah, so that's one of the... that's one of the 9th Gen songs, yeah. But yeah, and then the Tampopo of everyone, that was okay, because someone who watched the 9th Gen show all the time, that's always the one that makes everyone cry. Oh yeah, and then my pick is this is NMB 2024. This one's basically because kind of writing off the wet fart that was the summer concerts. I thought those were all really disappointing. So I had like really low expectations for his concert, and then when it actually was like very surprising, and like they did like some really fun, cool stuff like with the set list, like with the whole like like drama musical thing, like integrating the songs into the story was actually pretty cool. So just like that, and then you had like the water gun gimmicks too, which we didn't actually get to participate in that because we were too far away. But overall, yeah, I thought it was like a really good concert, like well put together. Some pretty good units and moments. Got the Kojin solo, That's No Destination, which I think that actually made some people angry. I thought it was pretty because she's the only one who could sing it. It could do justice. And then that was also when Ganbara knew I debuted too, but also that gave me like a mixed message. But overall, I think overall the concert was really good. So surprisingly, they pulled out all stops for the Tokyo concert.
Mm-hmm.
All right, next we'll do the best show 2024. So this is the best like non like concert or like live performance thing. So usually like a live stream or TV show or radio thing or something. You guys all picked the same answer. So let you guys can all do good.
Unsurprisingly.
All right, yeah.
Let Arda say it.
So yeah, Arda, yeah. Get the Arda as a filibuster out. So okay. This probably would have been Logic's too if she was with us too. But yeah.
Okay, I'll start. For the best show this year, I picked Idol Shikaku drama or Idol disqualification drama because it's a rare chance for NNB fans to get a drama adaptation that starring NNB members. It's been a while, and also it managed to fed NNB fans for 3 months. Twitter were buzzing every Saturday night discussing the drama. And even the fans got the chance to be cameo in the drama. And the group itself, that from the drama, Tetra even still had event until December this year. So yeah, the cast and the original soundtrack were also from NNB members. So yeah, it's a best show this year.
Despite how much you were complaining about it the whole time.
Well, I mean, it managed to generate the hype for NNB
because
for 3 months. Yeah.
Because the best novel is even better.
In the novel, Anon even cuts her hair.
Well, not to mention that Anon rise because of the drama. More or less.
Yeah, maybe you could probably say that. I've been some.
Just think of how much farther she would have risen if she'd cut her hair.
Like
she could have been up for another category.
She could win another category. Yeah, she could win another award.
Okay. All right, and then Ark says, "You have thoughts on this show?"
Yeah, it was pretty good, and I think pretty accessible even for like a J drama. And also Ray was the best character in the show, verified by Arda and Ryan, whatever his name is. So, that makes it even better.
But do you still remember what character that Ray played?
Sodano Akari.
I thought you still remember.
I remember everything.
She was even my favorite character too. The few instances I had to cheer for Tetra, I'd cheer for Akari, just because the other ones I don't really like. And then Geoff, you finally got around to watching the whole show.
No, I still haven't finished.
Still haven't finished.
God damn it, Geoff. Fake Chihi fan.
It's already 25.
I mean, I'm never going to finish at this rate. But it's on Amazon Prime now, so I don't have to pay extra. But yeah, I mean, the best part, yeah, as Arda mentioned, is that Tetra came out of it, and then they did separate events, or they performed in concerts. So it's like giving us a chance to enter the world of Idol Shikaku.
Also, they were in character whenever they did their shows too, or like they'd say like, "Oh,
sometimes,
I am." Yeah. Or like they got backwards. Like I'm Onodera Mimika playing the role of Yamamoto Mikana.
Yeah.
Something like that.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, it's definitely a good show, and if we got some buzz, at least it's like the one thing that was like keeping us interested, like the beginning of the year, because like actually like nothing happened for like basically the first half of the year. So besides like I guess Koji Nun's solo concerts, which no one cared about that. But it was like the only like thing to keep us entertained. Whilst we were waiting for like a new single or some other kind of concert, some kind of news to happen. So that was good. Yeah, and as artists, yeah, there definitely was buzz, even like among like the like international or expanded international community. Like there's just randos like, oh, I like watching this drama and seeing the subs every week, so that's cool. But yeah, so then for my pick, I picked the Welcome Namba, so the inaugural Namba show, where Misaki Yoshino, Misaki Sakata, and then some other random guests, other NB member, 1 or 2 members, would go around Namba and try to help out tourists, random foreigners on the street, by like, help them go to their hotel or tell them about NMB or off trying to give them takoyaki. And it was really, really awkward, but I think that's kind of the charm and like the awkward like cringiness of some of it. But also, I think it's like the only way like they really like kind of tried doing the whole Osaka Kara Seikai thing this year. Like try to at least expand to the world. I think, unfortunately, the worst thing about it was Sakata. Because basically she didn't seem like she wanted to do it. She kind of looks tired of it after like, at least the first time. If not, definitely a second time. So, the shame, it ended too abruptly. Went too soon. But yeah, I really like the show. I think it's really fun. And Arcasess and Arda and like Fox, they all missed their chance because I think like they filmed like that morning.
Yeah.
One morning, you guys all like, were going to sleep in or whatever. So.
Yeah, it was the morning after Handshake. Or after Two Shot, I guess.
Yeah.
Well, even if I was still there, it's possible for them to approach me.
Yeah, that was some of that show though was like incredibly cringy.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I mean, it has a promising story, but yeah, the execution is wasn't really good, especially with Sakatan being Moya.
Yeah.
Moji.
Okay.
Moji.
I think.
Yeah. Sakatan was a mistake. News at 11.
Oh, and also another nomination we got was the 9th Gen Uranamba channel show, which was like, kind of became like one of the original variety show programs they promised when we first announced this whole like reboot. Because before it was just like Mera and Bachi like re-uploads, but it's actually like some original content. And that's just pretty interesting because it's actually kind of funny. Like I don't watch every single week, but sometimes I'll watch it and like it kind of has like the same kind of vibe and charm as like AK Bingo. They do a lot of fun mini games, and 9th Gen they're all hilarious and loud. So it's...
in general, Uranamba is good. Just the fact that it's free content online. Like, that's what you have to do these days to get publicity. Management finally realized that. To be honest, I haven't had time to watch much of it, but I also like Oishi Namba. Because I always like going to where the members eat.
Especially the curry place that Mew went to.
Well, you went like 3
very
times.
Famous one. Yeah, because I liked it so much. Because it wasn't Poncho Day, so I had to go to the other place. My other choices. I still haven't gone to like the ramen place that Yuma went to. It's over in Hozenji. Okay, yeah, so that was the Best Show Award. So next up, we'll talk about this category, which is the Worst Management Decision of 2024. And I'll start off by talking about them, I say overall just botching the 9th Gen promotion. Like, because basically they ended the 9th Gen show, and then like the members were just like that weren't promoted yet. Were just like kind of left high and dry, like nothing to perform for like basically 2 months. Like it was from like end of July, and then they didn't get like promoted until like 2 months later. So the only shows they could do was either non-variety or sub in randomly for different teams.
And they couldn't do Seitansai.
They couldn't do Seitansai, which also is dumb because like Misora, like wait until October or November, I think, to have her Seitansai, and her birthday like in August. Yeah, it's like really poorly thought out. And so then when they didn't do it at the night, like everyone expected to be at the summer concert, like 8, 9, 10 live, because that's what they did for 8th Gen, that's what they did for 7th Gen before as well. And then when they announced, we're going to do a stage for 8th, 9th, 10th Gen members, that felt like weirdly like tone deaf, I guess, when they announced that, because like they're like, okay, you're not going to promote them, and then you give them a new stage, and then also that new stage didn't even start until like way later anyway, until December. So it was December or late? No, it was end of November. How they handled the 9th Gen promotions for this, despite them getting everything, they didn't get this. Got their own stage, got their all this other stuff. But then again, they failed. They fumbled it.
They got tossed to the side when the new toys came.
Yep. Even then, the new toys, they only like the one shiny one, or the 1-2 shiny ones of it.
The Woody and Buzz Lightyear.
Right. All right. So that's my pick. All right, then Arcus has what's... Oh, you were the same thing, similar thing.
Yeah, mine was kind of similar. I said not giving them anything to do for 2 to 3 months. I feel like they ended the 9th Gen stage probably a month or two too early. And I mean, I guess we know why they did it. They did it because nobody was going to the 9th Gen show, which fair, but it's just you don't want to leave these members floating in the void. And yeah, Misora's Seitansai being 2 or 3 months after her actual birthday was, I assume, a source of some distress for the committee. So, yeah.
And then also, in like 9th Gen show's absence, then Non-Variety became the show that no one went to.
Yeah, that's true. And now they haven't, until the other day, they hadn't done Non-Variety in a couple of months. Even though
they did because they did Non-Variety week, like twice. Like actually, I guess like Shihan week was part of that. Next, Arda.
Yeah, for this year, I complain about less media exposure and less creative mindset, especially compared to other 48 groups. Because I just feel that this year management really hold back and took their foot off the gas compared to during COVID era, despite Osaka Expo is coming up next year. I mean, it's pretty ironic since other 48 group did their best to put their members, especially their next gens, in magazine and release many photo book. Like even AKB had their special column on Weekly Playboy for 17, 18, and 19 gen, for example, and also. And this year, NMB also only released 1 photo book and 1 novel compared to other group that released many photo books. And the good design was also getting worse. Yeah. I don't know. Maybe this year, in 2025, they will improve with Osaka Expo happening.
Because Reiko graduated. And then less media exposure is because Nagisa graduated.
Yeah.
Rest in peace.
They kind of still did some media exposure, mostly for the expo, but there's a lot of smaller things like you wouldn't know unless you were actually in the city, like when they did random things like at Dotonbori, or they modeled the uniforms and stuff like that.
Yeah, I mean that one attract new fans.
Yeah, possibly. Yeah, but then even they're not. Go ahead.
Yeah, the expo itself is also not getting as much interest as they hope, and then I keep hearing from people outside Kansai that no one cares about it outside Kansai.
Yep. Despite having to increase the number of volunteers because there was so much interest in the lottery, they had double the number of volunteers are allowed, and still. And then, yeah, just no one cares. Also, because even people in Osaka, a lot of people also hate the expo because it's a weird tax write-off or scam, because the artificial island that they're building the expo on, it's going to turn to a casino island afterwards. which is like quite literally like a plot point in one of the Yakuza games. So, yeah. But yeah, they're slow. I don't know. Hopefully, in 2025, they get to use them more. But also with the whole like from world the Osaka to the world, like they only went to Hong Kong. Like we thought like they were gonna do like some kind of tour or something maybe, or a few more international concerts.
Come to Indonesia.
Yeah, they didn't even get invited to Indonesia this year. SKE or AKB got invited to
AKB come last year.
Yeah.
They did go to Hong Kong, though.
Yeah, that was it. Like they should have done like the Asia tour like they did back in 2017, right? But, yeah. All right. And lastly, with Geoff.
Yeah, this is much less objective, but putting 10th gens in Senbatsu. Just like right away, like a month after they joined the group.
I mean, it's not just 10 gens
Thank you,
though.
Sei.
It's Kurumi and Kotone. You should have mentioned.
I know.
specified.
Yeah, I know. I mean, so I can't blame 10th gen, and I don't hate 10th gen because they're not getting all like promoted as a whole like 9th gen were.
Well, I mean, 10 gens last year even got worse than 8 gen and 9 gen on their first years.
So I mean, I say 10th gen, but as you say, it's really just Kurumi and Kotochi. And again, going back to like how they actually were not even picked to join the group initially, and then they like passed on the second gen. I still don't understand. Like
The whole drama, that whole narrative about them is also you didn't even need to mention that, and we wouldn't have known any better. So the fact that they add like extra unnecessary drama to that thing is kind of
and then but just the whole in general like airdropping members into Senbatsu and stuff. To me, as it just feels, it's really risky to me to like. It can destroy the motivation of other members who like work for years and then just see someone pushed ahead of them.
Well, one member took hiatus because of that, I think.
What, Raypon?
No. The
What? Sorry.
Yukino.
No, Yukino.
Sorry, I didn't hear what you said clearly.
One member took hiatus for
after
management putting
because of the airdrop.
I mean, there's that. I think it's not just that for Yukino, but yeah, you're taking it too much into that like Senbatsu announcement video. Where that
was like maybe the last straw, perhaps, because it was building up to that point.
Yeah. But yeah, so like I see a lot for now. A lot of members are like more motivated. Like for example, like Sakura or whatever, they're very vocal about like trying to work hard and getting not falling behind. But eventually, if it happens repeatedly and their like work doesn't get rewarded, it's just not good for the long-term health of the group. And like the reason for pushing Kotochi and Kurumi so quickly, it seems to be, is that they're older. So then, that means their time is short.
Well, in theory,
maybe. Yeah, I don't know. I just don't like it.
Justice for Chihiro.
Actually, no. You'll see my later.
But also, I guess similar to like imagine like being like left like in the void for like 2 months after like their stage was announced. Like pretty much all of 10th gen has also been like in the void for 6
exactly. Yeah,
6
not
months,
to mention
basically.
the rest of 10th gen is like so neglected. Like I should know more about them by now. Like I'm not actively
that's the thing.
But, as like an NMB fan, I feel like I knew more about 9th gen at this point than I do about 10th gen now.
Mm-hmm. I don't know all the names yet.
I still mix up like Aisha and Asanya.
Yeah.
It's too similar.
Well, it'll come to you eventually, Geoff.
Okay, and then some other bad management decisions. So we got a late Gambara no Eye sales. This is the way how they start selling Gambara 9, which partially is, I guess, Karen's fault. But also, like, they basically, like, only like 2-3 weeks of sales before it came out. And then also, like, the first round is, like, less than 24 hours. It's like 10 hours or something, right? So, like, that first round is already kind of bad. And so they kind of, like, sabotaged it from the beginning.
Well,
So that's
yeah. So we said because they couldn't announce the new single until Karen announced Graduation, but then that's also the root of that is what seems to be Universal's new rule about like you must participate in all of the singles events or none of them. So you have to graduate like in the gap between singles now. So like we might be reaching the next wave of graduations as the Gambara no Eye events are ending.
Universal music rules.
Yeah. Which, I mean, maybe add that to it and make that an honorary, like, worst decision is, that new rule. Because basically it sucks for, like, your fans, like, you don't get your last, like, handshake or chance to talk to the member, before they leave because of this whole system.
Or
but then also
like
kind of weird, forced to, like, get stuck.
Dragged out. In the case of another member.
Yeah, because of you mean.
Or, no, Xeon.
Oh, yeah. Which, I guess that sucks too, but...
Yumin is not...
Well, Yumin's also was stupid.
Not in
but I mean...
events,
Yeah, which was also stupid because she announced... And it became like a running joke about her, like, announcing graduation way too early, because then she's, like, stuck basically for, like, 6 months. But yeah, it was stupid. Also added that to the other dumb... Like, maybe just Universal's a mistake. Not doing, like, the fan gatherings at the handshake events now, like, for birthdays.
The banners... like little ceremony things.
Yeah, the banner things, yeah.
Really?
Because to me, it is ruined it by like doing like too many banners for like, oh, congratulations on getting into Sabatsu, congratulations on getting back into Sabatsu, congratulations for having a favorite color. So, all dumb like all these. So it really sucks because I'm really angry about this because you have Misaki's birthday. It was like the only time it's been like possible for her to have her birthday be like on a handshake event because it's in January and they don't have to do anything in January ever. So they won't be able to do that. It sucks.
I mean, there was I think pent-up demand during COVID when there was no events, and people went overboard, but then now management's rule clamped down too hard. And combined with...
but I think it's more universal.
Graduations, like, it's like, okay, graduating members will not actually participate in the event, so you'll never have these
last chance
ceremonies.
Or we have to hope they announce it during the promotion period, I guess. But and then the other one, I guess similar vein as the Gambara Nai, it was the Tenshi Utopia like promotion or lack of promotion like during its like initial release period, because it didn't really try to sell any copies when it first came out, and I sold like maybe only 1,000 or something, or maybe 2,000 the first week.
Yeah, I mean they didn't even announce the detail of the event until early December, early November, I think. Yeah. Tenshi Utopia. Like
they were poking like details, like vague ideas, but then it wasn't until like basically a week or two before the first event that they actually had something.
Yeah, and then the execution was very poor the first time, and then slightly improved the second time, but still like.
And then ruined it again the third time.
Yeah.
So it's like 1 step forward, 2 steps back.
I mean, overall, I think it was decent. Like, trying different types of events with like all the fortune drawing, and then the like members drawing a picture of you, or other like mini talk shows, mini live. And then from what members have said in like MCs or on radio shows, they said like, oh, actually some fans came to events for the first time in 5 years or something. Because it's easy to attend compared to the handshake events. So yeah, maybe
Yeah, because it's like the Zenaku event. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. You just buy the CD in the regular shop. You don't have to apply in the weird system.
Yeah. Unless they run out of CDs, in which case then you can only buy one at a time. You have to wait like 3 hours or 45 minutes if you want to get it, actually.
So hopefully it was good to try something new, but hopefully they can fine-tune it in the future.
I mean, just like, I think it's a sign that there's the interest. Like, they should just bring back like the Zenaku tickets to the normal CDs, like normal singles, like they used to do back in the day. We'll see. That was that. So that was the worst management decision. Next, we're going to the best management decision. So, good things that happened this year. That management thought was like maybe okay. So let's see. We have a couple here. We'll start off with Geoff.
So they announced that on New Year's Day 2024 they would have a new theater show, right? And given the past history of 48 group promises of new theater shows, I was very, very skeptical it would actually be done in anywhere near on time. But they actually premiered it in May, right?
Again, 5 months.
Yeah.
Whereas like AKB took like what, over almost a year and a half, 2 years.
Yeah, so like I get what is it? SKE also got somebody to write stages, and
For all their
they're
teams,
doing like
each of their
three
teams.
original stages now. So yeah, I'm impressed. Like they somehow, I don't know if it's still a requirement in 48 to like use Akipi or whatever, but they got out of that and got Carlos K, and all his songs are quite good. And yeah, that's probably like the biggest positive news for NMB.
Yep. The first new stage in 10 years. The first good thing in 10 years. And then I guess Arcus, you also had that as your answer too.
Yeah, I mean, for a long time, people have been saying, because over the past couple of years, like SKE has done original stages, and I've always been kind of a skeptic, but I think it's turned out pretty well, and it's made people excited about the group, and so, yeah, I mean, obviously, this actually turned out to be a good idea. Go management.
And also Arda, you're kind of similar thing there too.
Yeah, so I choose using Carlos K to produce original set list and reduce AKP role to as minimal as possible, because it's kind of fresh breath of new air to get song, not getting getting written by AKP. And there are a very song also on the set list, from weird song to the good song, like
we'll talk about soon.
Chute Gute Guto, and then even like Kimi wa Alien Until Our Story. Yeah, it's good.
Getting songs by like former NMB members too.
Yeah.
So basically, the secret to success is just drop AKP.
Yeah, but sadly we still cannot do it for the single.
Because otherwise we would probably have more than 2 singles a year, perhaps. All right. So that, and then my pick is kind of selfish, but also I like it, is adding gaijin seats to the theater. So with the whole system it works, which it took a while. Actually, no, it wasn't too long. Actually, it was like a month or so after they announced it, like back in New Year's. They started implementing it, but it's you go on the ticket PSI and you just buy a ticket. Like, you don't do the lottery, you don't sign up for a fan club or any bullshit. It's also all in English too, so anyone can actually do it. And you're guaranteed to get a ticket to go to a theater show. So if you have a trip planned to Japan, you can actually go and do it. And a lot of people buy the tickets for the trips to Japan. Arcus and Arda can also speak. They've done this.
Or if you live in Japan.
Well, I
If
mean,
you live in Japan and you just want to guarantee.
I mean, thanks to inbound ticket, I managed to watch Tenshi no Utopia, because if I use Fanny at that time, the chance of winning is still low.
Is it possible?
Yeah.
I think only one time have I won with Fanny. I've gone to a Utopia show. Like the other 3-4 times has been with Fanny.
You mean with inbound?
Inbound, yeah, inbound, yeah. The guy just said because the a couple drawbacks of the Gaijin seats, the inbound seats is one, they're in the island, and the seats suck if your favorite is not on that side for the last of the show. It's good if you have a crappy member and they're on that side for most of the show.
Yeah, and I mean, being
and
on
the
the
other bad
island,
thing-
it's hard to watch some certain performance that need highlight, like Identity, for example. It's hard to enjoy from the island seats.
Because maybe your view might be, if you're on the inside, you might be blocked. The view might be blocked by the curtain or something. And the other one is also so few seats. It's only 5 seats typically, 5 or 6 seats. I think it depends on how many people apply. Which would be nice if they could expand it, even half, 2-3 rows of it would be nice. Just because the Hong Kong people that live in Japan, they buy out the tickets all the time.
And there's
But also,
there's a group of Koreans who also do it.
Yeah, Korean and Hong Kong
Korean
people
also often did that. I mean,
but also we kind of become friends with them, so actually sometimes they help us out and they'll sell it to us, because usually they buy the inbound ticket as an insurance. Okay, guarantee you have a ticket, but then they also apply on Fanny, and if they win that, then those seats can be I say 90% chance will be better than the inbound seats.
I mean, it would be nice if in the future they randomly set Gaijin seat in the front row for some 1 or 2 performance.
Bring back the Gaijin show from 2020.
You don't get you got the front row because of Gaijin seats, because of inbound ticket.
There's also been weird stuff with the Fanny mobile. Sometimes I'll win mobile on Fanny, and then it puts me in the fucking Gaijin Island, but I'm on the far left side, so I get really pissed off sometimes. And then there's been times with just a normal Ippon ticket where I get front row. So it varies. But I think it's a good thing. Hopefully they'll keep this into 2025 and beyond. It's not just going to stop after the expo. I think there is maybe hopefully a decent interest of people. We do occasionally see some random new people that come here to buy the tickets.
Yeah, when I see obvious foreigners who don't look like otaku, I always wonder how they found out about it.
Yeah, I mean there were fans from France that watched NMB theater thanks to inbound tickets.
Maybe someday, back in the day when AKB was really popular, it would be in normal tour guidebooks, go to Akihabara and look at all the anime stuff, and also watch an AKB48 show, and then people will just show up to the theater and try to ask. But then now you can actually do that.
Yeah.
If there are,
and now I do it actually on my job. I do it on my job now at the very end. Hey, this is the theater. Come check it out. And I tell them, but to ask them to take tickets, I'm no, you can't. But you can watch in the lobby for free. So some people, I'm not sure how many people have actually done that. But yeah, it's a cool thing. So hopefully they can keep it up and expand it further. Okay, next up we'll talk about the best old song of 2024. So this song did not come out in 2024 that we liked. Maybe you heard it on Spotify, or they brought it back at a concert or a theater show or something, whatever reason. So start off with Geoff. What's your old song of the year?
Mine is Namekuji Heart because of Merumimi. So I used to not really like this song at all because it's just so weird and cutesy. But now I have to like it.
Arda.
Okay, for this year, mine is Seishun no Lap Time. Mostly because of JKT48. Even though it's not really a new song for JKT, but they decided to release 2024 version Yeah, I mean it's pretty funny that NNB released with 2023 version and then JKT released the 2024 version and even released the MV, something that NNB couldn't do with Saka and the center.
Do you like the center of the 2024 one?
Well, I mean, I like the MV. The center was just whatever, whoever. It's not matter. Yeah, it's just funny that NNB made 2023 version and then JKT made 2024. I don't know, maybe this year BNK maybe decided to release 2025 version.
And then they'll go to the expo in 2025. Also, I think because like they didn't do the 2023 version this year in 2024. I think whenever they did it, it was mostly either Kojin was center or someone else was center of. Kato was maybe center of that. I think it seemed less bad this year whenever they did Taster Not Time.
I wonder why.
RKS, RKSS.
What did I say? I said Tyoga Sakamichi no Warukoro. No particular reason. None at all.
Fifth gen.
Very
Rest
well.
in peace, fifth gen. D2 fifth gen.
I mean, wouldn't you put that as worst old song because of what happened?
Well, yes, that too.
Most notable.
It's Schrodinger's old song.
Yeah.
You don't know if it's good or bad until you open the graduation announcement.
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah, and then I picked Sunglass Uchiyaki Banshi, which is like in the current B2 set list because it's a really fun hype song with the cheers, the during the chorus.
But that didn't even start in 2024.
I know. I know. It's,
because
I
you
didn't hear it
moved to
until
Osaka in 2024.
I love Osaka, but also I didn't go to the B2 show until this year, even before I moved to Osaka. So like, yeah, all the new teams I didn't see them when they first started, so I had to wait until like after I moved or after 2024. So that's why I just gained an appreciation for the song. I mean, normally I think when I've heard a song, I don't really care for it, but naturally it's pretty fun. It's like the best song in the B2 set list. Also, I would have done Sobakasu Kisu, but that's not an NB song. That's also my other favorite old song.
Yeah, same.
Okay. All right. Maybe me and put a bunch of other old songs, but I don't really know the songs. We won't talk about them. So that's best old song. Next, we'll talk about the best new song of 2024, and we're splitting it up this year because we have both the singles and we also have the Tenshi Utopia songs. So we have a lot of song categories this year. But yeah, best song, which I'll just say it's kind of tough this year because I feel like all the songs this year were called kind of mid, like wasn't really exciting. Like the main tracks, the coupling tracks also kind of meh. So kind of struggled, but yeah, my pick for this I went with Station Tetrapod. I think it just had like the best like melody and like very catchy. Hearing it in the drama a lot, in the Idol Shikaku drama was really fun. And then the few times I got to see it live, which I might only one time was the Tetra versus Marimimi versus Watera show. I think the only time actually I saw it because I think no times it was either at the summer concert which I didn't go to, or it was at the events I didn't go to. So getting actually doing the Bokura Seishun Tetra is actually doing it in person is really fun, really hype. And even though I don't really care about anyone in Tetra proper, I can still appreciate the song. That's how you know I'm unbiased. All right, and then Arda, he also picked Seishun Tetrapod.
Yeah, it is the.
And you're completely unbiased too.
Well, I mean, it is the song. It is the NMB song that I listened to the most in 2024. Yeah, and beside that, it also written by NMB member and sung by a unit that made by NMB members. Yeah, so it's been a while since we get a song written by it.
And that NMB member is
yeah, Wakapon.
Isn't that Hiroshi's name? Are there two Wakapons?
What?
There's two Wakas.
Yeah, three Wakas.
Yeah, written by Abe Wakana, which is also the author of Idol Shikaku novel.
In stores now. Also the comic.
Yeah, I was able to.
And there is like some like fun parts in the lyrics too, right? Like they even like have like like Mikana's name is in part of the lyrics, like the Nozomi and Kanao.
Yeah,
Which comes
all
through,
the names.
So. Yeah, all the names are here. All the stars are here.
And I will confirm doing the cheer from the show is fun in person. Most people learned it and followed it.
That. Then let's see. We'll go with Araka says, "What's your best song of the year?"
Yuhi wa Dokoiku Rei's grad song. Because fuck you, that's why.
Well, we didn't know it was her grad song initially.
That's true. That's true.
But also, we assumed it was. Well, we assumed it's like, that's weird. It's a ballad. She hasn't announced graduation yet, unless well, especially if you listen to the single like at midnight when it first went out. Is that all right, Geoff? Your pick.
Yeah, I picked Gambaru no Ai. So
you gotta yell it.
Gambaru no Ai. So yeah, actually, I don't really listen to NMB songs on like Spotify or whatever anymore. But I watch theater shows and stuff, and then even on like radio shows, they pick songs to play. And then Gambaru no Ai, it just doesn't get old for me. It's really catchy. The dance is fun. Watching the members like expressions doing the like Gambaru no Ai pose is fun. Yeah. I felt
especially
like,
for the lesser members.
Why?
The ones in the theater that because you don't get to see those in the music video, so it's only like one time you can see those other members do it, and they all have like interesting faces. Also I'll go along with this is like doing like the furikopi, like the copying the movements, like when they during the chorus is really fun. Yeah. Especially like they're in the chorus, like it's like left, right, left, right, left, right, right, like the handshakes. It's pretty fun. Also, like this was funny. So like at one of my jobs, I have to wait in front of the Ebisu Tsutaya Starbucks, and that's where they're playing the screen, like they're playing music videos and other songs, like advertisements all the time. And it's like every like minute and a half, 2 minutes, I hear it, and I start like dancing along to it while waiting for.
Oh, it comes on that often.
Yeah,
that's good.
It's still going too. That's a thing too, because like they moved the big they had like a big wall thing, the big wall decoration on the outside wall, and then it got replaced with a Stanley Cup like pop up shop, which that was random. And then now it's on the inside wall, like on the escalator. But also, fuck AL group. Because they're still on the outside wall. And also they ruined the takoyaki. Yeah, there's that. And then, let's say the other categories we got here. Let's see. Yeah, Saraba Junjo has a lovely yet melancholic atmosphere. The various tempo changes are interesting, especially thanks to the piano. The chorus is quite basic, but it works extremely well. Only the ending, in my opinion, is not as exciting as it could have been. Which, yeah, I think Saraba Junjo is actually an okay song. It's a pleasant song. Especially in the new stage, the 8, 9, 10 stage. And we got Aiga Watimo Selfish, so from time to time it's nice to have something other than typical cutesy, happy idol songs, so the more rock-like nature of the song is very refreshing. And this is the one where it has like the weird like whispering at the beginning, and then it's randomly like the instrumentals is all like heavy metal. So
the ASMR song.
I thought this was going to be the worst song. I thought it was going to be the worst song, but actually it's okay. So I think I didn't realize it was like heavy metal until like I listened to it at the Good Spoon Cafe. Okay, so yeah, that's the best song of 2024. Now on the flip side, we'll go to the worst song of 2024. So, Geoff, what's your worst song of the year?
I just put in the tradition of picking grad songs, Rei's grad song.
Yep. Yep, me too.
I just don't remember it at all. Sorry.
I just know it's a ballad and it's like
Death
not
will
very
be
good.
slow. Your deaths will be
Well.
slow and painful.
I'll hear it. The next time I'll hear it will probably be at her grad concert. And actually, I don't plan to go. I'll just watch the stream.
Rip.
And yeah, similarly. Also, kind of, I thought we got out of the grad song being the worst song trend because, at least last year we had the Nagisa's was actually a good grad song. The Jinsei Naganda. Jeff still voted that as worst song because he was just salty that it got more of a budget than any of the other songs the previous year.
Yep.
Where that one that show was really good. This one has back to the typical age, not be very good. So it's a boring ballad. So just objectively going why it's not good. But okay. So next we got Arda.
Yeah, my pick for this 2024 is Gabar and Wine as the worst song. Because mostly I don't really like negative idol song. And also it's a example of when you rush Akibi to write a song. This was the result.
It's all English and yes instead of whoa.
Yeah,
Well,
the cheer up.
Which doesn't sound
Stand
like
up.
cheer up at all.
Yeah, that's why it's not really working, and also I don't really like listening to negative idol song at all.
Yeah, I understand how. Yeah, you were upset how it says like, oh, you don't have to try hard, but then there's all these members working hard just to get a chance at Senbatsu. It's not really. It's a contradictory message, but they try to frame it as like, oh,
Yeah, they try to copy you, mate.
you should not be too stressed out by working too hard. But I'm a person who doesn't care about lyrics in music. So I just like the song.
Yeah.
And then Arcus has your pick.
Yeah, I said Headbang Time, which, I
I
guess
also-
I get what they were trying to do here, but it just wasn't, they weren't very good at doing it, Also, I think that having like B2 do it instead of N is just doesn't work,
That's Sadharu Teeman's gimmick is trying to do the rock stuff.
Yeah.
Even though the song is not
Headbang.
even really like rock, that's the whole thing. You hear headbang, it's like not even a rocky like kind of punk song or anything. It's an annoying song. It's like my way to describe it.
I enjoy it, but yeah, when they did that spoiler for 2025 at the New Year's Day show, when they shuffled the team songs, it was pretty fun when N did it. It like fit them so well.
So that next category is the best Tenshi Utopia song. So next, So I think Tenshi Utopia song is a lot harder because there's so many good songs in this set list. But we picked one. We set on one. So I'll start off with Our Story, which actually is the first song in the set list, and I think it's like kind of our first taste. Like when they teased it, like in that little like mobile game, the random mobile game, when they decided to use it. I'm like, oh, this is like a really good like melody, very catchy and fun to listen to. And then once you see it as like the opening song for the set list, like, it kind of sets you up for like, oh, okay, this is gonna be a very special, gonna be a very good like fun set list. And then kind of for most of the songs that followed it were actually very, very good too. So. It's really like our story. It's just really catchy, and like the lyrics are really memorable. The only downfall of this is Keito singing in the solo lines, which actually kind of like when you saw like the beginning of the stage, oh god, Keito singing, but then everyone else comes in, it's pretty good. All right, next we'll go with Arcus.
Yeah, I said Kimi wa Alien. It's really catchy. And I think it's just it's a funny song, an interesting song. Also, I like half the original members, and I do not like the other half of the original members, so.
Does it make you want to eat pepperoncino?
I have my pepperoncini consumption has definitely increased since I first heard this song.
Yeah, I will say it's like probably the best of the unit songs. Okay. Next up we got Arda.
Yeah, for best Tenshi no Utopia song, I picked Senbu Dakishimiro because from the start the melody is already uplifting, and then watching it, the performance live is also fun. So yeah, watching it and then even listening to without watching is also really uplifting.
Yeah, Chihi gets
Yeah, some fun, dumb,
those
like
cheer up songs.
Yeah, and the energy was all over the place when watching it. You can feel the excitement.
Yeah, it's one of my favorite ones. I think the problem with this one, I don't like the la la la's in this one.
Yeah,
I
but
think it kind of ruins.
yeah, but then
the rest of the song.
Kyomo Daisuki is really good. That kind of fun.
And then the Furikopi is also fun during the chorus, like the raising your arm up and then raising it out forward and then spinning around. All right, Geoff, your pick.
I picked Tsunagi Uta. So I think it's a good balance of playing homage to the old Expo song and a nice new song. And then like in the Utopia set list they say like, oh, turn your pen lights red and blue, everyone become mighty Oshis.
A dark and terrible time for the group.
No, I just enjoy it. When I don't know, it feels the most like Tenshi no Utopia to me, more than the song Tenshi no Utopia.
Right. And this is the Konichiwa song for you guys that know the title.
Yeah. So and then compared to the other like homage song, Zuto Tomodachi kind of is exactly the same as Tomodachi, like the same.
It's a rehash, yeah.
But then this one is actually like an original song. So I think it was better use of the homage song.
Also has like a sick, like kind of like trance beat to it. Yeah, it feels like a Tetris Effect song. Okay, and then some other song choices here. We had nominees. We have Ali Hario. What do you think, Arda? You remember you liking that a lot too.
Mm-hmm.
It sounds like a Sakabechi song. Like a Sakura Zaka song.
Yeah.
Actually, I took Josh to the lobby to watch like part of the Tenshi Utopia song. That song was on. He's like, oh, yeah. He's like, he thought it sounded like a Sakamichi song, so I like that one. That, and we got Route 48, which also has a song I really like too. Just like I just like the go let's go 48. That part's really fun. Yeah, it's a very fun, uplifting song. The rockabilly style music. Also, it's a Ray Center, so I'm surprised that wasn't Arx's favorite one.
Well,
but as well,
he
King
picked
Land is
a
also
Ray-centered unit.
Yeah, instead of a Ray.
There's a lot of great Ray-centered songs.
We also got Chute Gute Guto as a pick for best song, which that's a choice.
It's a great song.
I think the instrumentals feel like it could have been better. Like it feels like kind of wasted. Like the melody is kind of wasted on this weird ass song. Okay, so that's best Tenshi Utopia song. We also got the worst Tenshi Utopia song. So Geoff,
I still
explain
go
yourself.
with our story. So in the like performance, it's okay. Like, you know, as you said, it's hype, and then it's fun to cheer along to. But I still can't get over when it was first revealed in the audio, the really fake drums and fake guitar sound. It just feels kind of cheaply made. And then you kind of hinted at like the Kato vocals, but it's not really her fault, but like the melody and the like lead vocal line in some parts just feels so really high and doesn't fit how the members sing.
All right, and then Arda, your pick.
Okay, my pick is for worst Tenshi Utopia is Gute Guto. Because listening to it without watching the performance is really unbearable. and it's a kind of tripping experience. And I think this song works because of mainly Mikana and Shinshin. We don't know if except those two performing this song, I think it won't work.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, as we all know, Mikana belongs in handcuffs. And, if Mikana was not in handcuffs, who would, no one would care.
I just wish they would change up the units more. I don't know. I feel like I'm bored of seeing two of them, even at the concert, like they did at the
Tokyo.
And
concert.
I mean, it made them difficult to be absent from the Tenshi Utopia show because I don't know if there is a replacement for both of them for this unit. Miu maybe, I don't know if she's prepared for this.
I would say it's bad in a way that it has too much of Momoka's taste. Where that it's not. It's gonna be extremely divisive or not have a broad appeal, I think.
Okay. And then Arx, that's your pick.
I picked Spark, which I think is just interminably dull. And it's also the dump unit in terms of members, so furthermore, Chihi sucks.
No.
And so does Wakapun.
The foreigners love city pop.
But they made MV for Spark, not the other song.
What is city pop? What is city? I don't know. Anyway,
who is city pop?
Why is city pop?
Yeah. Oh yeah, also the music video got blocked worldwide. That's what I said. That's really funny true. When they made the translated the hard subs in there, and then it's blocked outside of Japan.
Poor foreigners.
Yep. My pick for worst song is A&O Melody, just because I think it's a weird song as to close out the set list, and also just the song's kind of really annoying, and this also has the la la la's, which are also kind of it's just it's a weird kind of repetitive song. I think maybe that's the intended effect for it, supposed to linger with you, but I didn't like it. I feel the choreography with it, that's just kind of funny because it's them covering their ears because they don't want to listen to it either.
The funniest part of the choreo for me is at the end of the chorus, Chihi has to run across half the stage to in her position. I always watch that.
All right. And then some other non-issues we have here. So we have Homezu Tomodachi.
No, I just said I didn't like Homezuto. At first the use of Tomodachi gave the feels when we first heard it, but it's kind of a lazy song.
And it's also the only song that Akipi is credited with. But I think only just. But it's also just only the original part, the actual Tomodachi part. I think they have to give credit just naturally. They have to do it, but in Carlos K wrote the other half, so the original half of the song. So yeah. And we have Kimi Alien, so hard to find a worse song on the stage, but I'll go with this song because it's just too familiar to other unit songs. It's not a bad song, but it has the least appeal to him personally. Which I feel, this is the most generic kind of idol song. Which I kind of like that stuff. That's also probably why I say it's the best unit song. But it's also very generic. Hear us any song. Which I still haven't listened to the new AKB stage, but I guess it has a lot of those kind of songs. But I don't know. Not going to either. So I guess it's saying is Spark is the bathroom break song. Okay, next category we got is Warukii of the Year. It's the Ryan Memorial Award, because Ryan's not been with it. He's still alive. But, his favorite song is Warukii, and so we all picked Warukii. Because A, it's the right answer, and B, I think it's the only one everyone can remember that happened this year. Except for Water Pong with Ray Pong, because it's an actual song now that we're going to hear every week now. Warukii. So Karen always wanted to do Warukii, and so she finally had it as her her grad stage last song, and I guess the committee had an idea, had a thought it was going to happen anyway, because a lot of the decorations were also using what like the little illustration of her was Warukii, so yeah, it's good to finally got to see it. But also, you can also tell that Karen singing is also not great, because there's also live singing for that too.
Well, I mean, it also suitable with Karen character, I guess, because despite there are two other 6gen, but Karen chose to perform solo for graduation song.
Any other thoughts on Warukii?
Yeah, we didn't have many this year. None in concerts, so only in like graduation shows. So
Yeah.
the one it felt most appropriate for was Karen, as we said. I don't even remember Mo-chan doing it.
People
That
don't
was
remember
so long
Mo-chan.
ago
I
now.
vaguely remember Yunanan.
Yeah, I only remember Warupiro and Waruport for 2024.
Yeah, but
I don't think I even.
Go ahead.
I don't think I even watched Warupiro, but whatever. I
Yeah,
you know,
Water
I don't have an opinion.
Waterpong goes against the spirit of this award because Warukii of the Year, it's awarded because it's a rare thing, right?
And also because Ryan hates it.
Yes.
Which Ryan, he likes Ray Pong. I don't know if he likes, but he accepts Ray Pong now, so maybe he's okay with it. So actually, he doesn't go against it.
So next year maybe we will got Warune.
Yeah. Well, if we ever hear from Ryan again, we'll be sure to ask him.
So the next, that was a fun one. So next we got the member you wish you could do 240 tickets or a handshake or a Hanshikai with.
The Andi
So
Memorial
Geoff,
Award.
the Andi Memorial Award, because he infamously did this with Nagisa. I think it's like one of the Senbatsu Senkyo CDs. All the CDs actually he bought were for like I think Sayaka votes, but he had like 100 tickets with like Nagisa, and I think they even brought out a chair for both of them to sit in. So yeah, but anyway, it's like having long conversations with members is fun. So Geoff, you can start off.
Yeah, I picked Yayoi. I mean, I do get the most tickets for her now to help support her. And she can talk a lot about a whole bunch of different topics. Like, she loves idols. She knows a lot about so many different idol groups, even a little bit of K-pop. She's really into anime, manga. She likes to travel. She says she likes to, like, eat foreign cuisine. Like, she even had Indonesian food in Osaka before. So Indonesians listening to this, you can go ask her about nasi goreng. Yeah, she seems like standoffish at first, maybe, but like she has said, fans tend to view her that way, but she's actually very easy to talk to.
Okay, all right, and then Arda.
Yeah, my pick obviously is Wakapon or Abe Wakana because the reason was similar to Geoff. There are so many topics that we can talk to Wakapon, ranging from movie, game, novel, and then even anime, manga. So yeah, for 1 hour it will pass quickly talking with Wakapon.
Yeah, I think like 2 years ago, I think if we did this, I probably would have had her as well. Just cause, as like we all say, Wakapon's like the idol you can enjoy like 101 different ways.
Yeah.
So.
And there will be no silent moment confusing what to talk with Wakapon. It just flow.
I don't know. I get like but I feel that way, but also sometimes I feel like intimidated sometimes now with Wakapon. I mean, it's not a big problem, but like I feel like I don't want to like she's so smart, so I don't want to be wasting her time. So I don't want to like say something stupid like I like when you were in the concert and you did that song. Because like everyone's like talking about that. I'm coming with something like interesting or like a nice unique take. Though I did do like Ogidi with her once. That was fun. She was quite surprised by that. So
about the praising part, I think it's okay to do it. Like, they appreciate it, and it's okay that if you feel like you're not being unique and like everyone else saying it. But I think in the whole, on the aggregate, they feel so many people praise me for this today, or so they feel like confident about their decision to work, like do something. So I think you should still do it.
I think it's more like I want to like kind of get him like to like turn off the autopilot. I think it's more fun.
Yeah,
because it's easy for him to get autopilot, like just roll with it. So if you can say something, gets him out of the loop, is really fun.
Yeah, I understand what you mean there. Like, if you do too many like handshake events, you get bored of the really generic idle answers.
The Ion approach. All right, and then our guesses.
Yeah, going with the trend here, I said Joni Shirei, who I've not done 240 tickets with in a single session, but suffice it to say, I've bought a lot of tickets for her recently for some reason, and she's gotten much better at starting conversations, given that, now that she actually knows who I am and things like that. So it's just, it's very chill.
Yes, you're recognizing the magic of Ninchi.
Something like that.
I guess I'll go along with that trend. Also, honorable mention, I was going to put like Misaki here just because it's easy, because it's English, so you don't have to put it. But also, she's gotten like way better at like I think especially in the last year or so, like with like the Hanjukai. Like she has started to become more like proactive in like starting conversations or keeping up the conversation.
But 1 hour though with Misaki?
Cause I remember like the first what?
1 hour with Misaki?
Yeah, I think now I might be able to do that. I mean, there's a lot of like 5-minute ones with her, and like I think some people said like, oh, it's like a mini podcast. You just talk about random stuff, whatever, for like 5 minutes. It's like a mini Tevin radio. And yeah, she's gotten a lot better at how to talk about stuff. Whereas I remember like when I first started talking with her, and I got to ask her something stupid, like, do you remember this from America? Of course, it was a yes or no question, and she would only answer yes or no, and like no expansion on that. So now she's gotten better at that, so I got that. But then my actual pick though would be Wada just because like every time like I talk to her, it's always like a new like experience. Like she always like somehow can like throw, like I have plans, she throws out the window because she'll say something that distracts me, and then I have to like throw that idea out the window. It's just, she's very entertaining and talkative. There's a reason why she is like number 2 most popular bestseller for handshakes, because she can she's very reactionary to everything you can say. She like rolls with anything you say to her, and then she can. It's pretty. Especially always like I think she's really stupid. She's also quite witty too. Like she has a lot of life experience, so she has a lot of things to talk about. Okay. I don't think there were any other picks right now.
Shout out to Ayapion.
Ayapion? Oh, shout out to Ayapion.
No one.
Oh, okay.
I just said shout out to Ayapion.
Okay.
Life experience. The nice way to call her old.
Yes.
Well, we can't say that to Shinshin. All right.
We'll find
next
a way.
we got the Matt presents the Big Love Award for Best Miokuri Member of the Year. All right. So I will give this to Itagaki Koyori because, yeah, again, I get Ninchi from her randomly the whole year. Like, she would give me Ninchi. I went to her like Hanshikai once back in 2023, and then every like whether it's Knife Gen show or M show, she was like always yelling, "Oh, Mato." So it's like giving the good res. And then once I started doing the big voice, big love gimmick with the other members, Koyorin, who was next to him, she would try doing it with me every time I see her. And I'm like, you're not a big voice member. You can't do that. You can't say that. So yeah, she's just really, really funny and really good with the Miokuri experience.
About the memory,
right.
I found like a random person on Twitter saying like this person's kind of a DD. They have like 5 Oshis, and then I saw him tweet that like, oh, Koyorin always remembers the order of my 5 Oshis.
Oh,
Yes, I don't know.
Yeah.
She really like
Actually,
good at remembering fans or like stalking them on Twitter.
yeah, she
The real
knows like
welcome home
I'm
cheating.
right. She knows I'm a Nishiyuma fan. I it was like during one of the Watashi Kai's like at the CD sale thing. Like I think it was like her, Tenna, like Rainia, and like Honopi or something. And he's like, oh yeah, that's Matt. He's a Nishiyuma fan. And they're like, oh really? Yeah. Cause I was trying to get in the line, trying to get into Nishiyuma lane, but I didn't get that. But it's funny. But again, like I think Knife Jin, like they're so like closely knit, so they all like know each other and they all talk with each other. So I think we all have fun. Okay, all right then. Arcus, your pick.
Yeah, I picked Miyochi. Less, because of the Miokuri, but more because she, for a long time, she has consistently remembered me, even when I'd only gone to her very briefly. And so, yeah. Also because she's about to graduate, and I felt like I should pick her for something.
And she remembered that you were Rei Oshi.
Yeah, that's true. That did happen.
She remembered
kind of
I'm a Mew OG.
But then there's also, yeah. We were doing Hanashikai, and she said something like, I don't know, she said, what other girls do you go to? So, evidently, she forgot after a while.
All right, and then Arda.
Yeah, so my pick is Yoshimi Ayane or Yoshimin because outside of my Oshi list, she is the one who already, I think, remember me despite not remember my name, but every time I watch theater with her on the lineup this year on the 2024, she always said terima kasih in Indonesian. So yeah, despite
She remembers you're from Indonesia.
despite I never came to her line or Hanashikai, but then to other fans she also trying her best to do her Miokuri.
Yeah, when I go to M, and if she's there, she's like always the first one. So she's always leaning super far forward and waving really hard at everyone. She tries a lot in a lot of things.
She always says like if I randomly had her pin line out for like one song, she's like, "Oh, I remember your pin lines."
Wow.
So, yeah, and then Geoff, your pick.
I picked Sakurada Ayaka. So I went to a lot of the previous B2 and then now the current B2 because for Yayoi, but then I went to Ayapion's like 2 shots and then like a couple of her online when Hanashikai when she did the drawing slot, but she like remembers me. She always waves at me waves to me in the Miokuri. So it's like pretty impressive. Although I always use her colors in her unit, pretty much. But then when I see other people doing Miokuri, she always manages to say something to a lot of different people. So it's gonna be a really memorable experience for those fans. It's not surprising why she's so popular.
Yeah, she always tries speaking English to me whenever I pass by her. Okay. So, those were best Miokuri members. Next up, we'll get to the best new member Rookie of the Year award for Tension award. So, yeah, we'll start off with Geoff.
I picked Miyahara Konon. So, you probably all expected me to say Hishiyama Chihiro. Because Chihiro, obviously Chihiro is the Yayoyoshi, but she's not. I think she's just too quirky for my taste. But Konon from the those reveal video, those teaser videos they did for 10th Gen, I I thought she looked way more mature than she actually is. So I was surprised when she like we found out her age. But she's been impressive. I remember watching her first end ship performance, and she looked really like solid and not like scared or nervous at all. And I've heard other members, like more senior members, say she's actually quite experienced at dancing, and she's quite confident. So, kind of looking forward to see how she improves her performance.
Okay, and then Arda.
Yeah, so my pick for best new member is Nakagawa, Tomoka, or Tomocha. Well, I mean, honestly, I don't even really get to know Tenjin yet at all, but when I saw her first gravure in Girlspedia, I was surprised that actually Girlspedia team did some effort for her concept, because they made her playing pool and then table tennis on the gravure. So yeah, it's actually quite fun gravure. And also, when I watched her on 24 Hour, she was actually quite good at MC. So yeah.
Yeah, she's always been very good at MC in the shows I've seen, but she's experienced, right? She was in
she was
an idol group.
Idol group in Wakayama.
And then Arka says you and I had the same pick, but I'll let you start off.
Yeah. Yeah, I picked Kodochi. Obviously she's had something of a dynamic entrance into the group. I've been really impressed by her Hanashikai. She's like, I mean, on the one hand, I imagine that talking to her is kind of like what talking to Deguchi is like. She's like super fast, super, but I think I don't know. I think she's really sincere and funny, and I think that given time, I think that she will be the real next Shibuya Nagisa.
Oh shit!
The other Shibuya Nagisa.
Yeah, none of this mighty crap. None of that Sakatan. She'll grad soon enough anyway. It'll be Kodochi.
She won't have the Takahashi curse or the Kotone curse.
No. She will succeed.
Going like that. Yeah, she's just very entertaining during the Hanashikai. Right? Yeah, during I went to the Tenshi Utopia event, and like I managed to win her drawing of. She drew my picture, and basically she's like just talking, like narrating the whole thing the whole time, and just like was talking nonstop. It was really funny, like just interacting with her, and she's really noisy too. So I could hear like her like 3 people deep. I could like hear the whole conversation she was having with the person, and so it was just really funny. And yeah, just her like gestures on stage and stuff. She's always like shaking her hands, like he's talking with her hands somehow. So it's really funny. So, she has a solo unit in the new stage too. So, which maybe to all the haters, they're upset about that, but they're pushing her
That's
hard
my bathroom
and
pick
fast.
when I watch.
Yeah.
Geoff, king of the haters.
But yeah, it's I mean, if anything, her sales are also really good. It's like she's being Kurumi, but also in general, they've added more and more slots to her for all these events. So, and she is very popular, so it's working for her. So I think she will not be.
She's on like
getting
6
dropped.
slots.
Yeah. So she probably won't be getting dropped in the next
Anytime
single. Anytime soon. But good Kotochi. Going along with her counterpart, we have her as a another nomination here. We have Kurumi, looks sumptuous in new photos, and all of her commenters have pointed her out. Her captivating looks and charming personality have likely contributed to her growing popularity among fans. She's already making herself a name for herself among other talented members. Which I say Kurumi has also caught my attention. Like I know it's like performances or singing, it's actually really good. Stand talent, unironically, I say it. She kills all the performances she does, and again, she's subbed in for I think 2 or 3 times so far now, so has been very good with performing.
Well, about Kurumi, I actually was surprised that they let her driving a car in a 24-hour.
Oh yeah. She has a license, but also somehow also she's getting someone is paying money. Allegedly, someone's paying money to the Pop Base, the Twitter account, whenever Kurumi does something.
Yeah.
Here's a picture of Kurumi from some random thing, but it's not really driving all that much attention to NMB. It's just some random K-pop stan is trying to do that, I guess.
Yeah, not like when Sion
Maybe that's
joined
where,
NMB back then.
Yeah. But yeah. And also she can talk very well too, so that helps. Alright, and then also we have Takoyaki. For her age, she is already a very talented and diligent person. And also she's one of the few Tenshins that had performed at any of the other shows. Yeah, again, I think when you're talking about Konon being young but also mature, Kyoka is also really young but mature.
Yeah.
I think she's kind of like the Kato region.
Yep.
They're already kind of pushing her, and also she's the lowly. So there's the best new member award, and next we got the most improved member. So let's start off with Geoff and Arda. You guys can talk.
Yeah, we picked Izumi Ayano.
Yeah.
So I mean, Arda probably wants to emphasize one part.
No, really.
But yeah, being a captain of the idol group in a certain drama seemed to give her more confidence in herself. And then she ended up being an actual captain for Tenshi no Utopia. But Anon's problem, I know a guy who's been a fan of her for a long time, and he always felt she had the potential, but she was always lacking confidence. So this year she finally gained some confidence from her work, getting back into Senbatsu, and improving her visuals, to say, yeah. So I've always liked her, as one of my top members outside my Oshis, but yeah, I like her even more now, and I really hope she does well.
Yeah.
Stand talent.
Yeah, I think it's interesting to see that last year, I think Anon was nominated for most disappointing member, but then in 2024, Anon really improved a lot. I think just like Geoff said, that she gained more confidence back, and then she lost some weight. So yeah, I think it's good for her that she and her sales also improve a lot compared to other members.
Yeah, the to me the sales thing, it it depends on fans, buying, putting money and buying a lot, but that is driven by the member, being confident.
Yeah, that's why I pointed at her sales
saying their goals clearly, and they still want to work hard, and that's what brings the fans.
Yeah, I think
to work hard with you.
Yeah, talking regularly with Ayan Walks, I think.
If only she cut her hair.
Yeah.
Or wore a wig.
I really like her long hair.
I'm surprised Arda didn't make her most disappointing member just for that.
Nah. I'm being objective here.
Yeah.
Sure. Maybe if it was still February.
All right. Then we got Arxis, your pick.
Yeah. I picked Matsuoka Sakura. I stole it from Jens, Starry Jens. Yeah, so, she was spent kind of her first 2 years foundering in the group. She hasn't. She's always had bigger ambitions for herself, but she's never been able to really get there. But now it seems like she's maybe turned a page, and there's actually a way to, for her to eventually make it into Senbatsu. And, her sales, I think, have improved. I personally have gone to her and, not hated it.
Oh.
So, I know.
Wait,
what a concept.
Online or in real handshake?
Online.
Wow. All this secret 8th gen love.
Yeah. Don't tell anyone. It's mostly because I'm never awake for cringe theater. Anyway, but yeah, she's I think, had a pretty good year. She's done a lot better than she did the first 2 years she was in the group. So, also, I think she's one of the very few members in the group who actually looks good with bangs.
But this is Japan, so that you're going to get the majority of them with bangs.
Unfortunately.
Especially unfortunate for Miyochi.
Yeah, that was... Maybe that should be a category, Worst Bangs. The Matsuno Mio Memorial Award.
Yeah, my pick most improved. Also, I don't really like her personally, but I did notice the improvement was Ike Honoka. Hey, mostly thanks to Wales and crazed fans. Her sales are really good, and then it's also probably why I also just started getting like more, both work and then maybe real work. But the getting picked for the Tokyo Senbatsu, and then has been like subbing in like the proper Senbatsu, like on TV shows and stuff too, like on the few musical performances they do.
Yeah, I was surprised you put this, but
I'm objective. I'm being objective.
Yeah, even she's
even if I don't
so
like
much
her,
objectively that you noticed it.
I would say I just don't get the appeal of her.
In addition to of course, her sales have always been quite good. She secretly is very like a unintentional fisher, like a natural fisher. Like in her, to me, in her showroom, she's like very like the girlfriend type, and I think I can see why there are some fans who really really like her. But I think also being put in Team M also forced her to like find her own route, and then with a later award we'll mention, like she kind of defined her character more as like a more mature type, like putting her like kind of like what Arcasa said about Sakura, like finding her space, like to differentiate herself, especially from the other 8th gens.
Yeah, she's definitely improved her standing a lot. I mean, a year ago I would have figured she was just a 100 yen chan or something, but now it's like, oh no, she might actually make it into Senbatsu.
Yeah.
So, good news for Riku, I guess. Or possibly bad.
Well, Riku doesn't like her. That's Yin's.
Hmm?
Oh yeah, right, yeah. They both.
Riku loves Hono. What are you talking about?
Oh yeah, right, yeah. It's been forever. I missed. Yeah.
He still cares about her.
Next up, we got the Spotlight Steel Award. So this is the Geoff presents the Riopilled Award. It's always known for changing DDs, changing OGs.
Yeah, but then there's no one picking Riopilled.
It's too obvious.
Well, I mean, to say something about Riopilled, I mean, after she, so I never watched the 9th gen show for reasons, but after she got promoted to M, and then being promoted, she can have more freedom with her hairstyle and makeup and stuff. I always thought she was the best visuals in 9th Gen, but she's even better now.
Yeah, I always say that Riopilled was always prettier in real life than in watching it from monitor.
Oh, yeah, that's what I used to say about Koyorian, too.
Yeah.
And now Koyorian's, like, weird. He's a weirdo. Okay. Anyway, yeah, I'll start off by picking my pick, which is Albara Yuka. Came out of nowhere for me this year.
Because of Welcome Namba?
Thanks to the Welcome Namba.
Yes.
Yeah, thanks to Welcome Namba, where
Oh my gosh.
she somehow revealed her secret English speaking ability, which I didn't expect that from her. And also, not only that, but she's also, like, not shy, so that's also a good feature. So, like, she's not afraid. She was right. And so I tested her English ability by doing, like, an all English only with her Hanshikai. And actually, she was able to hold her own. But then later, the next time I went to her, like, in person, either she realized or knew I knew Japanese, and then she only spoke to me in Japanese. But a couple times she tried speaking English. She tried doing typical, like I went one time, and she couldn't remember what she wanted to say, and then the second time I went through her, she remembered what she wanted to say, and it was like, "I really love you," was what she wanted to say in English. So doing the typical, like, fishing kind of line. It's weird, but yeah.
Speaking of Yukatan, I actually buy her Hanashikai ticket for next week to try to speak all in English rather than Japanese.
I mean, she probably knows from Wakatan.
Yeah, but
that,
it's not my first time with Yukatan, so you already know.
Okay.
Yeah, but the problem with Yukatan is that sometimes when you doing handshake event with her, she was too fishy, too fisher, and we are not sure whether she really remember or just sweet talking only.
Yeah. All right, next we'll go with Arceus.
Okay. Yeah, I picked Sakurada Ayaka, who has, grown immensely in my estimation this year. I mean, so I don't know. I saw her in the theater, and I was like, oh wow, she's actually really cute. And then I started doing her Hanashikai.
Oh.
So
more ace.
I know. Yeah. It's a dark time, Geoff. It's a dark time, but I'm sure we'll get through it somehow. Yeah, so Ayapyeon. She's also just had a really good year in general.
Yeah, Senbatsu. She got into Senbatsu at the best time to get into Utopia.
Yeah. And now she's in now she's in the top, she's in the top 7 of Gambaranuai. So sales matter, as it turns out.
Then Arda.
Okay, so this year I picked Shiotsuki Keito. Actually, my first interaction with Keito started January in 2024 with Watashi Kai, that fashion book Watashi Kai. So I got Karen, Keito, and Sakatan. Yeah, and from there I found out that it was easy to talk to Keito because the comparison is very high between Keito and Sakatan. Sakatan being quiet and then Keito being more talk active and also Karen. Yeah, from there I also visit her handshake event during Korea, and yeah, she was fun, and I appreciate her dedication as center to boost the MV view for Korea. Yeah, I think she also grew a lot this year in 2024. I mean,
yeah, the girl. I've noticed her doing a lot more like speeches on behalf of the whole group rather than Koji. So I will talk about this again in a later award.
She's definitely taller than she used to be, that's for sure.
All right, Geoff, your pick.
I picked Fukuno Ami. So She also kind of started finding her own character with like the weird airheaded comedy stuff. And I just think it's hilarious. And then she started improved her performance, especially in like non-variety, doing koike. That really caught my eye. And then doing a bunch of new units in all those different shows as well. It's just fun watching her. Even though I've tried going to her handshake a number of times, and she still like shows zero indication of remembering me.
Oh, she's just racist, Geoff. You're never going to be able to get around that.
Have to be white.
Yeah, I think she forgot. Again, I don't really go to her, and she forgot to speak English to me. A couple times maybe during the Miokuri times or whatever. Oh wait, no! I had her during the CD sales, and she said she wanted to go to. She wants to go to Washington D.C. It was like a random. That was during the random CD shop. I got placed in her. So I talked to her for a bit, so that was funny. Yeah, so that, and then we got some other nominations here. Yeah, Yamamoto Mikana. She always seemed hard to approach, but because of her visuals. But I was amazed at how easy it is to talk to her now. How sweet and nice she is, on top of being funny. And also Mako, for the same reasons. She never stood out for me except for her sports personality and her beauty. But talking to her and reading her pop chat, as shown, is she's actually a fun, down-to-earth girl with many interests. We could talk to for hours and never be bored. So rest in peace. Shout out to Logic if she was here. Probably would talk about. I mean, that wouldn't be a spot and slice stealer, but she would probably say the same things about Mako. Got Watamu. Her dangerous. I never considered trying to buy her tickets, but she got a good reaction and is easy to talk to. And we have Tenna. Climbed up my Oshi ladder most of this year. She acts cool on the outside, but inside she's a softie. She believes it's up to her to lead Knife Gen out of the dungeon and to the front of NMB. She was the most upset about not being promoted during the Next Gen concert, but now she's been promoted to Team In, and she's diligently practicing, trying hard to improve herself. The other thing I noticed from going to the Knife Gen show is, Tenna has really funny like expressions, like facial expressions whenever he's performing. She's always making weird faces, both during the Knife Gen show and also like at Team In shows and other concerts. So she's really funny. Someone you should like watch her facial expressions on. Okay, graduation announcement that hurt the OOF award. So yeah, I think I'll start with Harakara. Of course, this is my Oshi, but also I expect this to happen like come a mile away. I feel like all these ones we have here. Well, I'm not sure about Nihei, but we'll talk about it. Currently, I expect that to happen when she like had a long break from doing like theater shows and concerts and everything. And then literally the first time she came back after a long break, like it was a double show day. The first show that was fine, it was uneventful. But the second show I knew she was going to announce it, so I lost that show initially, but then I bought the gaijin ticket. That was my insurance policy to get into it because I needed to see it in person. And she announced graduation, so I was really sad. And then I was even more pissed. I was like really pissed though because I didn't get a chance to actually say goodbye to her because this is when the whole Universal bullshit. You can't do events if you announce graduation. Can't do if you aren't doing all the events. So that really sucked. So then I tried to make it try to go to every show she was at, which I did go to every show. I think she did like 2 or 3 shows after announcing graduation. So got to see as much as I could. Wouldn't go to her like rugby or blood drive bullshit, but I went to everything else that mattered.
Hey, blood donation is for a good cause. I went to that actually. It was like the last the weird event in Kishiwada. For the blood donation, there were like quite a few Karenoshis who came because it was the last chance to interact with her.
Is that there's also like the marathon thing at Osaka Castle too, something like that. But yeah, so it hurts because it's kind of a sad ending for her. Because definitely felt like she got kind of tossed around this year and then. Could never recover from it. Speaking of gone too soon, we have Arcus' pick.
Well, Ray, obviously.
gone way too soon.
Yeah.
Well, not.
Well, I mean,
well,
you know,
we'll see.
obviously. Yeah, I mean, obviously, it's it's kind of. So I don't think I mentioned this. A couple years ago, there was some expo event that you went to, Geoff, and she said this was right after Non-Battle 2. She said, it was like a message to yourself in 2025, and Ray wrote on there, if you're still in the group by now, please graduate.
Oh,
Yes, you took a picture of this,
Wait,
and I found it.
When was this expo event?
April of 2022
Expo.
or something. Yeah, I mean it was an expo related thing.
Oh, okay. I have to look back at that.
Or because why else would they mention 2025? So I guess in some sense it's time, but I was not necessarily prepared for the ride to be ending quite so soon. But such is life.
Yeah, we talked about it, how she's kind of quitting while she's ahead.
Yeah.
But
No,
yeah,
probably still not as ahead as she was. She's not at top though. I think probably her top was before Non-Battle 2.
Yes, the good old days.
And then I forgot to mention as well. We're talking about the concert announcement, but the so 14th anniversary, and then Keiichi, she announced theirs was that 6th anniversary, right?
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, so yeah. As I think as Ryan used to say, even numbers were always like the worst anniversary concerts.
True.
So 8 years later, it's like poetry. It rhymes as. Also, at least she outlived Keiichi. I mean, I probably even exceeded Keiichi too, right?
Yeah, but
At least was
definitely
center
both.
and was at least front of the group.
Yeah. Both in like a achievement sense and a time sense.
Even did Gravier earlier than Keiichi. Keiichi didn't start doing Gravier until it was way late. Yeah. Okay, so there's that. Next, Arda's pick.
Well, actually, I don't have anyone special that make me hurt for graduation announcement, but if I have to pick, I pick Nihei Manami or Manamin. I think it's too early for her to graduate, and I also wonder if she was in another team beside him, and would he still stay in the group or not? I think if she was in a...
She was always like a weird...
Yeah, if she was in B2 or M, I think she will get to perform more than in N right now.
She was always like a weird one. Like one of the least obvious ones to get promoted. But she got promoted like super early, and then kind of just left to die. Okay, and then Jeff's pick.
Yeah, so Matsuno Mio. So from the end of last year, started liking her, and then she would never be the top as much as Chihiro or Yayoi, but I subscribed to her rooms and stuff, and started going to her handshakes and stuff a lot. And things, she was never popular, but she seemed to be cruising along. But as we said in the previous episode, she had kind of a health problem, and that's a big part of why she announced. So, and it was really such a sudden thing. It's just really disappointing. And since then, she has been not really posting anything anywhere. She's kind of just waiting her time out. So all I have left is a few events, and then trying to see if she performs in M. How many more times until March?
Okay.
Yeah, it's unfortunate, but it's how it goes.
All right. Let's see. And we got some other nominations. We have Kamino Zeon. Can't say it was a surprise, but it hurt me. I wish Zeon was smarter, which I'll probably into another category. We'll talk about that later. And then also Sasuke Aika. Not only because I thought she would stay longer, which might have been wishful thinking, but also because I didn't think it would hurt as much as it did. I think, yeah, because Zeon's is Oshi. And I think, yeah, IP is kind of a similar, I mean, might not, like, maybe not as bad as Karen, but similar story where basically, wasted potential, didn't really get a chance to, like, do as good, or, like, didn't really get a chance to, like, left a little too soon, it felt like. But also couldn't really succeed very well while in NMB. Also, no more IP bot. Okay, then going on to our next category is the most disappointing member award. So, let Geoff and Arda, you guys can kick this off.
Yeah, comment on Zion.
Yeah, coming on Zion. Yeah, so to be disappointed when you have to have certain set of expectation to that member, right? So Zion is really the most disappointing member for 2024 because when we thought that she already back to given chance to back to Shibatsu and then try to become regular member and even vice captain of Tenshi no Utopia, she's still being careless with her personal relationship and it seemed like she never learned from her old friend like Fuar Mochan. Yeah, it is really disappointing for her to graduate this way.
And having to stay for so long after it, too. It's like rubber facing it now.
Yeah, just because one photo.
Alright, and we're, Geoff.
Yeah, I mean, not much to add.
Okay.
We had a long episode about that, too.
Yeah, right, yeah. Ryan probably the most disappointed in her too, but Ryan no longer with us. All right,
Rest in peace.
Yeah, then Arxis.
Yeah, I said Tanaka Yukino. Like even before the hiatus, she just wasn't having a good year. It didn't seem like anything she was doing was really succeeding. So Twinkle. What is Twinkle?
Back dancers for culture.
And so, no, yeah, it's like and obviously I think she didn't. Her sales haven't been that great. She didn't get into Senbatsu. You could see that she was like staring daggers when Kodachi and Kurumi were announced. Yeah, just not really somebody who clearly has a lot of talent and a lot of drive, but hasn't been able to put it to good use so far.
And then, for my pick, I put Sakata Misaki, Sakata, because it feels like, despite, like, being given kind of everything, like I don't know, for this last, like, 2.5 years, 3 years, has not really been able to, like, capitalize on that. Like, basically she tries, but just not worked out for her. And then, like, she never really, like, sold very well even before her big push. And then fans and advocates kind of rejected her push even when she was picked as double center. But also I think the double center idea was okay. It made sense, at least like a year ago or 2 years ago. But even as double center, she still did not get a whole lot of recognition. I mean, as always Kato, which that's just not really fair to her. Because it's similar to, like, the Jurina and Sakura rivalry, where, like, one has, like, 4 years of experience and, like, a built-up fan base over the other one. And then they've manufactured this rivalry with her. So basically, naturally, it was never going to work in Sakata's favor. But I still feel like the fact that she... I never got the real appeal of her either. Or I never got, like, her being funny or being, like, a good conversationalist. As we know, it's like at the Miokuris and then some of the other, like, events where you talk to her, it doesn't really talk a lot. And I just feel like I don't know what can she do to be better, but it's just, I'm disappointed that she has not been, like, as successful as she should be. Also, really, I'm disappointed in her performance in Welcome Namba. It's killed the show.
I mean, a lot of it is management pushing her too hard.
Too far, too fast, too soon.
Yeah.
And, like, never really earned, I don't say, like, earned that push, but, like, because at least with Mighty, their push was, like, the reason was, she sold very well once, whereas, like, Takatan, she never really sold very well, like, I don't think even before her push. So like maybe one slot, maybe, but like.
Yeah, I mean, I could certainly think of something she would do that would make a lot of people happy, but
Yeah, so her going out, like, kind of running away or taking a break from it, I don't think she's gonna like bounce back. She's gonna recover after she comes back. I mean, people are sad she's gone, but I feel I might say personally, like for the last couple of months, her not like constantly being in the spotlight has got allowed like other members, especially like in 8th Gen, to start shining and get more attention now. So it's actually kind of a good thing that she's like not here.
I think it's gonna be hard for her to rebuild her fan base when she's come back.
Yeah,
It's not me kinda.
No, I think her fans are still there. Will still be there, but
Yeah, but I mean,
she will not.
to increase the fan base itself.
Yeah, and she will not be pushed in the top 3 position. I mean, she'll be dropped back a little bit, I think, and it'll be hard for her to
probably
rise up from there.
Yeah, and that'll probably discourage her further.
Alright, and then another nomination we have here is Nagata Fuka from Yens, which is funny because like I think this was his original 10th Gen favorite. But she's given she's been given a lot of opportunities to show herself, but her introvertedness and shyness often stands in her way of her growing popularity. So I hope she can come out of her shell next year. Yeah. But also, yeah, she was put into the Mirror Mimi, so
I think it's
Geoff may like her.
Pretty early to say that. I think she's actually quite bold in the Mirror Mimi show I saw.
Yeah, she was not too shy to talk.
She still seems a little shy. Like they like bring up something. Oh, she's actually kind of sexy or really flirty, but then she like gets really embarrassed about it. But I think maybe that's just her playing up the character. So there's that. Yeah, that's most disappointing member. And then next we have best up and coming member. So this is kind of like honestly the opposite maybe of most disappointing. So this is like potentially disappointing next time. Maybe these members might be disappointing, but members I think are going to go maybe do great things in the future, either move up in advance. So Geoff. Or not, Geoff, you start off with this one.
Yeah, so I picked Sakura Ayaka. Yes, I mean,
just like
I mean, a lot of these categories kind of overlap with each other, but
yeah,
she had a great year. Entered the top, got into Senbatsu, and then now the top 7 of Senbatsu. So I think she's still selling really well. So I think she can stay as a top member. It's maybe the only question is like what type of outside work can she do? She has like radio shows and stuff, but can she get onto something more mainstream TV shows? That remains to be
She had that Splatoon thing for a little bit.
Oh yeah, she right. She had her video game stuff. She randomly got picked for the Nintendo like Splatoon tournament.
That was like in 2023 though, and then she was supposed to do that one at the end, but then they got like that bomb for it or something like whatever, and they had to cancel it.
But
also, she started her Twitch channel.
Yeah,
which is
actually doesn't do that well. It only gets like 100 viewers per.
Because no one in Japan watches Twitch usually.
Yeah.
But anyway,
plus she's not super consistent with it.
Yeah. But I still think. She's here to stay in the top ranks of members. And then, I was going to say, as you kind of alluded to with, like, Sakatan leaving the spotlight, Riopilled definitely asserted herself as, like, the most popular 8th Gen.
And that was even before Sakatan left. She was already kind of like the most popular, I guess, like sales-wise. And Arxis, also had her too.
Yeah, I agree with everything Geoff said.
Okay.
Yeah, she's, I mean, I think relative to expectations, and I mean, I think this is part of why Sakatan kind of fell flat, and even Yukino, people liked Ayapyeon in the early going. People thought she was cute, but I don't know if anybody ever felt that she was going to be like super popular. Whereas with Sakatan definitely it was like, oh, she's going, she's going to do so well. But now it's like really, Iapyeon, for whom there were no expectations, is like having a really, doing really well, and Sakatan is not. So I don't know. Maybe that's a lesson for people.
Don't push new members this hard.
Yeah. Also, don't be Ryan.
Yeah, don't be Ryan's also good advice. But we'll see, because I think like similar on the opposite, though, like we have the members who are being like pushed hard, like at least Kotochi, at least she's handling it pretty well. Riopilled also handling it pretty well, so I think it depends on the. But also, I guess Riopilled's defense, at least they didn't push her hard initially. It was it was Wakatan against Brandon Sabatsu, but then also Yucatan was pushed initially. So I mean that's because they didn't want to like scare off the people like with the Sakatan style push. But now to repeat it with Kotochi and Kurumi, and Kurumi is kind of I guess getting the more of the Sakatan treatment, whereas Kotochi is getting the Riopilled treatment. So that's what I did too. That's why I pushed two at once because better your chances 50-50. Arda, your pick.
Yeah, I pick Weapon for this category because I think she has potential to be next single center, considering she already pushed and also picked by strong cells. Yeah, and also her character is very idol-like, and many people like her. As long as she is being careful, not like Gion, I think she will success in the future. And besides, she already fishing to be a Gravier member last year, so I don't know for this year she might debut Gravier in some magazine, adding more to her popularity.
Yeah, about the, like you said, being careful. At the very beginning, there were some rumors.
Yeah, that's why
I've always had that in my mind, like suspecting her. But like so far, she's shown she works really hard. Members say she's always there practicing really long. So I've come to accept that. Yeah, she's doing really well, and she's going to be one of the top members going forward.
Yeah, either he's not going to come back and haunt her, or at least that skeleton in the closet has been buried. And
for now.
It's already treated.
I mean, she's always being mindful for me.
Yeah. And then my pick for best upcoming member is Koyorin, Hidegaki Koyori. It's kind of more, again, she has kind of risen up as, like, weirdly, like, one of the up-and-coming like 9th-gen members with getting random real work, sales like not amazing sales. It's like modestly good sales. Like I think management might have hopes for her. They might try to push her as somewhat border member in the future. She could become a Senbatsu probably this next year or so. And I think there'd be little protest for that. Okay. And then also we have a nomination here for Ike Hono. Basically, sure, has a shot at Senbatsu. That's probably makes sense because of her, improvement in selling a lot. So more like whale power is why she'll be up and coming. Right. So that next category is a 2024 specific one. It is the Best Bob Cut Award. So start off with Geoff. You go with this one.
Yeah, Ike Honoka. So I alluded to it with like the finding her character. It's part of like being the more mature, like kind of girlfriend type character in Team M. So yeah, I think that's one key to like more people noticing her, getting new fans.
Also, according to Yen's, apparently it was her dream to donate her hair to charity.
Oh yeah, I remember that. So that also like I think gained a lot of points for many people. She did it for a good cause.
And with Arceus.
Yes, I also picked Hono. I still don't. I don't really think she's that cute, but the bob is definitely better than the not bob. It's more distinctive. Man, I'm agreeing with Geoff a lot. That's concerning.
About 8th gens, too.
Yeah, I should really, get my head checked.
Yep, yeah, just get that checked. Alright, and then Arda.
Yeah, my pick is Yoshimin, or Yoshimi Ayane. She really stood out to me after she cut her hair too short. Yeah, and I think she is cuter with short hair and long hair. Especially when she streamed the game, it's nice to see her.
Does it remind you of Wakapon?
No. They have different charms.
Okay. For this, I put Nishiyuma as best bob cut because it is the original bob cut. And that is all.
She does that.
Yeah, I mean, there's no much reason for this category.
But she does that following Reiko, right?
I guess so, yeah. Well, then Reiko then grew her hair out long, and then after leaving, dyed it gray, and then blue, and then gray again. But then I've been somewhat concerned with Yuma's hair styles since being promoted. She does look weird, ponytail stuff that I'm not really a fan of. But I think she wants to grow her hair out, so I hope she doesn't, though. But she probably will. Next, we got our penultimate category. Almost done here. We got the MVM, thanks to Geoff for the suggestion, which is the best variety member. So I'll start off by talking about, I'll say Watamu is the best variety member because she's, just really funny, has great comedic moments. Has been basically a regular on Mera Mera and Bachi Bachi NMB, and then even hosted her own special variety on a talk show where she had 100 different stories, different anecdotes about different things about her personal life, her school back when she was a student, back her previous part-time jobs, stories with other members, stories with NMB management, and just all kinds of hilarious stories. And of course, the most infamous story is the one she shared that, which eventually came out of that, was her weird hemorrhoid story at the theater, where she had a weird hemorrhoid and was bothering her all day, and she took a picture of the butt and sent it to her family, and then her dad said, "Yeah, that's a hemorrhoid." And then she told everyone not to tell about that story, but then she ended up telling that story to Tribe at the one Mera Mera NB, and then that was one of her nicknames. Then was hemorrhoid or something. So yeah, she's just really, really funny, and makes whenever she's on. I always go on my effort way to see if she's on whenever she's on something to watch. It's always gonna be worth it.
She has no shame.
No shame, exactly. Again, lots of life experience, so lots of things to draw from. And a lot of the stories she's told in that special 100 stories thing, we've heard them before in other MCs, because all of her MC shows has really funny stories. Even Geoff probably would notice that from the few M shows he watches, or all the M shows he watches. Okay, all right then. Arxis, your pick.
Yeah, I picked Kojima Karin. I mean, I think actually, now that I think about it, it's part of the reason I'm saying this is because she's really good for other members to make fun of, which isn't really her doing variety, but so she's just really good at getting into a lot of situations, and she's really game to be made fun of and to make fun of other people. She's, and some of her stuff in 24 Hour, was really funny. I don't know, when she was playing musical chairs, or that was the Tetra thing where she was playing musical chairs.
Versus Mirami.
They were saying it was because that the other groups were losing because Kojirin's butt was too big, which is of course true. Yeah. So.
Geoff complained about that being boring because all Watera was winning because all their butts were too strong.
Well, Geoff is a pretty boring guy, let's be honest here.
Give me my orthodox idol group Metamini.
Rip Chihi.
Right.
Chihi's the orthodox idol in
with a side of Chihi.
The Oshihen is real.
But it always like do that. I think one of those. I think either the first show or the second one I went to. It was Chihi would sometimes pretend to change sides and be part of Meramimi during the introductions. So, yeah. All right, Arda, your pick.
Yeah, my pick obviously is Wakapon, Wakana, because she was YNN go-to member when they want to start the project, especially in Namba-chan channel, like Welcome Namba, Golf Club, and Camping Cooking. And also she has appeared in almost every YNN program in Namba-chan. And she was being reliable MC whenever needed.
So was she a better host than Wakatan?
Yes. For now, yes.
Okay, and then Jeff's pick.
I picked Matsuoka Sakura.
Yeah, this is the most controversial one.
I did that partly to poke Arda, but I mean Sakura, she kind of found her route with like the face, funny face thing. I think to me she's always been really funny, like when she streams in showroom or whatever. She's super blunt. It's so funny, but she's been able to harness it more, like in MCs and on variety shows like Mera Mera or whatever. So, and then also the original meaning of MVM, she performed in that non-variety week and actually won like MVM twice, I think. And it's double points, so she's like almost at the goal.
They keep on rigging it for her because they just want to finish it. Because like it's first 1 to 10 gets a special reward, I guess, or that's when they'll like finally finish the show. All right, and then Ivamia wrote Sakata Misaki, saying that she's always funny whenever she's in the spotlight, and she'll roll with whatever they throw at her. For me, her stuff has never really landed with me. But, yeah.
I mean, I think she is definitely tried to be bold, even though maybe deep down she was, not enjoying it, especially with
embarrassed, yeah,
on Welcome Namba. But she tried her best.
Yeah, it comes off as like forced sometimes for me. Like they force, oh, you're supposed to be funny, now do something funny for us. Okay, and then lastly we have our final category, the Yamato Sayaka Memorial Award for MVP, Best Overall Member. So, me and Geoff are in agreement with this one. This is just funny that Geoff actually picks this one.
So you can tell I'm being objective here.
Yeah, exactly. Because he has such a grudge. The wound still has not healed, or it has now, I guess. Shiosuke Kato, what we picked for our best overall member. I picked her. Yeah, I mean, we kind of alluded to this earlier with like her giving speeches like in place of Kojin, like during 40th anniversary and stuff, like trying to show, hey, we want to go to Kyocera Dome. I think when she said that, I was like, let's not get too ahead of ourselves. Let's get back to Osaka Joe Hall before we say that. But I think probably his only chance will be maybe for 50th anniversary. But even then, hey, she was picked as double center, and actually, unlike her counterpart, actually was very successful. I think the fans kind of rewarded her for her efforts because she was actually ended up being I think she might have been second bestseller, just ahead of Mew. I mean, just due to circumstances, somehow she beat Mew. But that was a temporary thing because now her sales aren't that great for Gunbar anyway. But still, and then as you can tell, whenever they do the calls, more people are yelling Kato than Sakatan. So definitely she's coming up and up and coming as becoming a future ace for NMB. But still, I don't think people saying her becoming your next captain. I don't think that will be. I think it's still weird. Like she'll have been in the group for like 8 years, 6 years by the time Kojin leaves. So it's like that's way. She'll probably get burnt out by that point.
I think one thing for me, like coming to appreciate her more, I guess, despite my grudge, is that she graduated high school, and then there's a lot of speculation she might take this opportunity to graduate, but she kind of shows she's really committed to the group. And then there's a few other things, like I listened to the radio show she's on with Riopilled, and she's always trying her best there. She can be quite funny. She's a good performer. She's like really just well-rounded. So it's hard to argue, that she has been very valuable to NMB.
Okay, and then next we got Arda and Arxis. They're in agreement here, so Arxis, I'll let you take the lead on this one.
No, let Arda do it. I was actually not going to pick her, but since Arda did it, I did it too.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, stand in solidarity against the Kato army.
Yeah.
I mean, based on Rei, I picked Jonichi Rei for this category because based on her accomplishment in 2024, like she starred in the drama and also released her own fashion band and getting her own solo song. Besides that, she also managed to rebranded her YouTube channel by uploading regular home cooking videos. And then
that's what people watch it for.
Yeah.
The food.
And she managed to get all 5th gen like Shiori into Senbatsu. And also, as far as I remember, she was being the only NMB member that appeared in magazine cover in 2024.
Huh.
Yeah.
Yeah. As for me, I as it turns out, I actually like Rei. Kind of, sort of, I guess.
What?
Surprisingly. Wow.
Yeah. And, I don't know, I think the group, my enjoyment of the group will be lessened when she is gone.
That's the argument, like, how much worse would the team have been without that player or something?
Yes. After all, if Rei was not there, would I care about anybody else? Maybe.
Well, now you have 8th gen to keep you happy once you leave.
Well, you're gonna have Kotochi.
Yeah, you have Kotochi.
Yeah, but she's more like I was thinking. She's more of like a well, I did say she was the second Shibuya Nagisa.
Yep.
And like I was thinking, because nobody really filled the Nagisa hole, so she was going to be the new Nagisa, but yeah, I don't know. I don't think she'll ever. Well, we've probably talked about this before, and we'll probably talk about it again. But how I got to like Rei specifically is a circumstance that is unlikely to be repeated, and so it is unlikely anyone will fill that position.
What is the circumstance? What else?
I don't know. It was. I mean, I think like her sudden ascent in 2021, and then the non-battle 2 going poorly. Kind of the double whammy.
You felt bad for her.
Yeah.
I mean, there's someone who's doing not so good right now. Maybe when she comes back.
No, I am. I love depressed girls as much as the next person. but I am opposed to Sakatan. Although I would, I've idly considered like buying her tickets to convince her to change her nickname to Satan, but I think that would be a waste of my money.
I've done dumber things and wasted money to do so. All right, and then we also have the other nomination, which is for Kojidin, of course.
Well, I mean, it offers choice.
Yeah, it's obvious choice, right? Yeah.
Yeah.
So it's also a boring choice. So we try to pick
Yeah,
other
we
ones
try to-
besides her, but yeah.
Yeah.
It's Michael Jordan.
Yeah.
Right, yeah.
Of course she's the MVP. She's the
The hard carry.
She's the Derrick Rose of
the
NMB.
namesake of this award, Sayaka.
But yeah, Captain has been like kind of leading the ship since the new generation, and then has the sales. Is incredibly popular with the sales. Best seller ever. Been appearing on like front and center for a bunch of promotional events.
And like her new Gamba Osaka work, apparently like the Gamba fans like her.
Wow.
She does-
People like Kojirin?
So Gamba fans is kinder than Cerezo.
Yeah, and then she had her solo concerts this year too, 3 of them.
Yeah,
but
3.
none of us went to those, and so we don't really know exactly. And also, he finally became center this year, so and actually it was not a graduation center single for her, so it's been well deserved, overdue. I feel for her being center. I would not be opposed to her being quote unquote the eternal center going forward.
So she
become her new Sayaka.
No.
One interesting thing, she said somewhere in the radio show, maybe she said, kind of, this time in a way, management asked her to be center to bridge the gap to whoever will be the next one, and she says she actually doesn't want to be center from now on voluntarily.
It's nice to want things. Or not want things.
It's nice of her knowing that she's in such a good position where she will be fine not being center. Yeah,
but I think I don't think that's one thing. Does she have the public awareness? Do other people know she's in an MB? That's a thing. 'Cause I think if she became center, started becoming the definition of the MB, then that probably would help.
Like she goes on,
But also that
a
might
lot
be
of
the same problem.
She goes on the Kansai morning shows, right?
Mm-hmm.
Maybe people who watch those, and then maybe the Cerezo the Gamba fans. But yeah, nowhere near the level of Nagisa yet.
But on the other hand, she's probably more recognizable than anybody else in the group, so...
Well, Chihi among Hanshin fans.
Chihi sucks. But then NMB sucks, so maybe it's the right fit.
The symbol, yeah. I did put. I think originally I put Miu as the MVP, just because she also does seem to get some public awareness, whenever they are on TV, and I'm sure
Or
those
if she
people
posts Gravier.
yeah, or astroturfing, but everyone's oh, what's the cute girl on TV? I saw her with twin tails, and then they talk about her, and then somehow she gets attention. I mean, she was also on that one random, some random variety show. It was just her and some comedians that were at USJ. This was back in October, I think. But and she's the only other she calls her self-proclaimed rival of Koji because also I think Miu could be I don't know, Akarin or Nagisa figure to whoever is your next captain or ace. It's not going to be the center, but will be up top to support them. Yeah. Okay. So that was the Golden Takoyaki Awards for 2024. So yeah, we're gonna put these picks here in a Google form, and then we're gonna put out like a voting thing for a couple weeks, and then we'll check out the results, the voting results, later in the next regular episode of NB Takoyaki Party, probably later end of January. So we'll have a link in the description later, and like in the Discord. So feel free to let us know what you think of our picks, and as well as your picks. And yeah, we will be back again soon with another edition of NB Takoyaki Party. So Happy New Year!